What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Auto.nl. My name is Martin, and today we're taking a look at one of our clients' cars. This is an M340i 2023 model, so it's a mild hybrid, but we have sort of maxed it out on experience, excitement, without changing the software. So we now have a new setup, which today I'm going to show you. This is sort of the loudest you can get it without interfering with the software. So what we did is we hooked up our OPF delete mid-pipe by Evolution M to the M Performance back box. Now the M Performance back box is basically a product made for the American market. So American M340i's, M440i's, they have nearly the same exhaust setup. So they have a different downpipe and then a slightly different catback exhaust, so it doesn't fit entirely. It's not a plug-and-play product, but we have made a kit with OEM BMW parts with which you can modify the exhaust to fit the European system, and it really is a very nice fit. If you're interested in that, we can set you up and we can do it at our shop in Sint-Oederode near Eindhoven. So let me walk you through the car. So a beautiful M340i, it's a sedan. Normally we get a lot of Tourings, but in this case it's a sedan. So if you have the Touring, you also get a different rubber for the exhaust, because the rear brace on the Touring is something you don't get on the sedans. And if you use the M Performance exhaust, it's a little different in the rear section compared to the stock exhaust. So we use a slightly different rubber so it doesn't rub the subframe of the Touring. And of course we did an OPF delete, which normally means you get tons of notifications or error codes, but in this case we used our completely new OPF delete module. So you simply hook it up to a few sensors and then you won't get any warnings, check engine lights, stuff like that. It's a different product compared to the more classic live approach, which we just don't like. This is a new product. It works 100%. So we've tested it on the earliest model we could find, which was a 2019, and we've also tested it on a 2025 model, and now again on the 2023, and it always works. So that's quite the solution for this car, for this platform. So if you have something like an M240i or an X3 M40i, something with a second gen B58, and you want to do an OPF delete, let us know and we can arrange that for you. Now let's start her up, that beautiful B58. So this is a mild hybrid, so you have a slightly different startup sound. So this is with the valves closed, of course, in comfort mode, and with the valves open in Sport Plus. You get that lovely straight six sound that you just want from a car like this. I think this is for daily a very nearly perfect setup. I wouldn't change anything about it. Of course, you know, eventually you might do a downpipe, but I don't know. I have an M340i myself, as you know, and I sort of like this setup. I think it's loud enough. There's a lot of that very sharp, rumbly straight six sound that you just want, and I think it's enough. I mean, the downpipe you might do to get that stage 2 power in there. But for the sound, I think just with the stock downpipe, it's perfect. Very, very nice. What you could also do without changing engine software, you could do an XHP transmission flash. So this car has a locked ECU, but XHP is a TCU flash, and the TCU isn't locked. Even on 2025 models, you can just flash it yourself. So you would get way sharper, faster gear changes, and you would get that lovely little brab with upshifts from the ZF8 because as you notice, I mean, it's fast, but it could be a lot quicker. Now let's close that sunroof. Maybe you don't have a sunroof on your M340i. How lovely is that? That is just incredible. So especially like on part throttle, it sounds amazing in my opinion. It's sort of always there. That's because of the M Performance back box, and when you install this, we've done, well, nearly 10 I think with the M Performance back box, you notice that the material is super hard, and it's really light compared to the stock back box. So of course it is going to be a little louder even with the valve closed. So as you can hear, it's still really there, that straight 6 sound, which I personally don't mind because I just love the sound that this engine makes. I actually prefer it to the S58, so the M3 engine. I think this is what a BMW is about. And they really are my favorite cars to work with, to modify. These M40i's just have so much sound potential, performance potential. The driving engagement experience can be enhanced by so much with so little mods that you need. It really is just perfect. And these engines, these, well, drivetrains are so reliable. They just take it and they never complain. So I started modifying my M340i with 10,000 kilometers, and I've now nearly done 100,000 with a sort of stage 2 plus approach, and I've never had a single issue. So I'm guessing the owner of this car will come back to us because he's had the car for only a month now, and well, I think when he's going to collect the car in half an hour, he'll love it. And like with any drug, the car modifying drug, you simply want more and more and more, because even though we now have that beautiful sound, I think it's still wanting for a bit more performance and a bit more of a driving engagement. And especially with that XHP flash, you're really going to get a lot in that area. Okay, so that was a little video of what we did today. And well, if you like doing stuff like this to your beautiful BMW, hit us up, autotopnl@gmail.com, or just send us a DM on Instagram. And yeah, for now, thank you for watching and hope to see you at the next video. Bye guys.